A lot of people just act like they are in a relationship without actually being in a relationship. And if it's not communicated that you guys are moving towards being in a committed relationship, you cannot guess that that is going to happen. Hey guys, it's L2 What to Do because I'm back with another video, and today's another segment of spilling the tea for the girlies. Okay, so this is a video that I've been longing to do because it's all about the talking stage. I know some serious cases of the talking stage, and I know you girls have experienced it, so let's talk about it. I'm going to start off the bat with the key, and the key to getting out of the talking stage is to talk. It sounds self-explanatory, but a lot of people just don't do this. I feel like when you first start talking to somebody, you're getting used to how they react to certain things, certain situations, and certain things that you start to say. So that's probably why a lot of people do feel guarded at the start of the talking stage, which is why the talking stage can linger, because both of you guys don't know how you feel about each other because you both are at your most vulnerable points. But I say the only way to move past the talking stage is to talk, because you have to get to know that person and figure out whether or not you want to stay in this for the long haul or whether we should just go our separate ways. So if you're in the talking stage with somebody and you're wondering how to get out of it, these are the steps you should follow. So the first step is to know the how and the what. When you're in the talking stage, you need to know how long are you willing to stay in the talking stage, and you need to know what will make you leave. Girlies, we are literally putting our people on trial. The worst thing you can do is talk to somebody with no intentions and they don't have intentions for yourself either, because then you both will stay in a state of limbo. When you start talking to somebody and you actually end up liking them, sometimes you can just think, okay, well, I like this person, so I'm just gonna play it out, see how it goes. But you need to have deadlines, because 6 months can pass and you could still think, well, we're still getting to know each other. I get to know more about them every day and I like them, but hello, like, if you're not exclusive with a person, they don't owe you anything. And the last thing you want to do is be vulnerable with somebody and they cut you off the next day because they can. Not to say that when you start dating somebody that couldn't happen, because it could, but you don't want to be in a situation where you're vulnerable with somebody because you're looking to progress to a certain state and then you just never get there and you think, what was the point of it all? Because the difference between being vulnerable with somebody that you're just talking to and being vulnerable with somebody that you're actually in a relationship with is because in a relationship, you actually owe it to that person to be vulnerable with them. You guys are looking to build something together. When you're just talking to somebody, technically you don't have to be as vulnerable as you would be with your significant other. It's up to you what you feel comfortable with sharing with others, but that's just how I see it personally. But back to what I was saying, the how is how long you're willing to stay. Personally, I think that it should be about 3 to 4 months. When we're hitting the 6-month range, or hitting half a year, that is a lot of time. Like, the year goes by so fast, and once you hit 6 months, you definitely should know where you stand with the other person, and we need to lock it in at this point. At about 3 to 4 months, you get to see what the person is really like, probably get to see them in different situations, and then you can decipher whether or not you want to pursue this or if you should go. And then the going part is the what. So in that time frame that you're talking to these people, you need to be cognizant of what they're doing and if you think that that's going to be a good partner for you or if it's not. I believe that the red flags appear early, and it's your choice if you want to action those and abort mission or if you're going to stick through them, because we could be in for a long haul. And people will always make the case for red flags being able to be worked through, and you can make that case, but it's up to you if you want to decide that this is something you can get over or it's something that you're not willing to pursue. Which is why the second step is to set clear goals. You should have goals for where you see this relationship going, but also you should have goals for what you see you and your partner being. On one of the recent episodes of the Kardashians, Kim shared her manifesting list, and I actually believe in the power of manifestation and prayer, but manifesting is real. So if you have goals for what you want yourself to be in a relationship, or if you have goals for how you want your partner to be in a relationship, you need to make those known. We need to be sharing those, and vice versa, they need to share it with you, because if you guys are gonna build something together, you need to have a solid foundation, and that's the starting point. And these goals could also be personal goals, because if you see yourself moving to another country in a year or getting a new job that requires you to travel a lot, those things need to come into play when you're thinking about your partner. I often find that partners that travel a lot, it's kind of better to have partners that travel a lot because then they get it. Or like people are doing the same type of career, you can bounce ideas off of them. Like it's just logic that you'd have more chemistry with somebody that's doing the same thing as you. So lifestyle wise, you gotta make sure those things align. And that brings us to step 3, which is having meaningful conversations. There's a lot of talking stages where you guys are talking often, but you're not talking about much. And this is a stage where you need to learn the most about this person to decide if they're a right fit for you. And how are you gonna do that if you guys don't have strong conversations where you're bringing up issues, lifestyle, family, and seeing if those things align for you and if you guys share the same morals. Say in the case of religion, it's usually a touchy subject if you guys don't share the same religion, and you might have to think about the fact that it might be hard for you to move forward with this person if you guys don't align with those values. I've seen situations where partners have different religious values, and that's something that you would just have to decide for yourself, but you wouldn't be able to do that if you don't have meaningful conversations. But I've also seen the situations where religiously you can't move forward in your situation, and that is why you have to have these conversations so that you guys can state your intentions. During the talking stage, you need to have a good idea of if this person wants to be in a committed relationship or not. These days, it's often that people will meet on apps like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and it's kind of hard sometimes, even though you might be going on dates, to see if that person actually wants to be serious or not. A lot of people just act like they are in a relationship without actually being in a relationship, and if it's not communicated that you guys are moving towards being in a committed relationship, you cannot guess that that is going to happen. If you have meaningful conversations and you have a conversation where both parties are stating their intentions, there is no way that you can be led astray. You should not be trying to read between the lines, see how the vibe is, see if that's what they want, because it should just be stated to you that you are what they want. And so my last step is to act like you're dating and go on dates. If you want to learn about a person, you need to be in multiple scenarios with that person. It's fine to chill at the crib. I feel like the best conversations happen in comfortable spaces where you know that you guys can be vulnerable. But there also is the fact that you need to go out on dates and see how they act around other people. I remember one time I saw this Snapchat story. It was probably like from the Daily Mail. And it was like the 10 signs that somebody was raised wrong. That started a whole argument for me, but one of the signs was that they treat waiters poorly. And this is a great sign to see how somebody respects others. This is a telltale sign of how somebody would treat somebody that they don't know. And personally, I love making conversations with waiters, making them feel valued, because there are so many cases where I see people in restaurants disrespecting waiters and waitresses, and it just makes me so upset for them because they just clocked into work. Like, you don't need to do the most at a restaurant. But that's why for me, if a man is treating a waiter or waitress with so much respect, I'm just like, that is a great sign and a great character trait that you know how to treat people when they're serving you. If you have a personality that gets attached easily, I would be wary on going on dates, because you will start to like see yourself with this person and you might put too much pressure on yourself and the situation. And if that's not the trajectory of where your relationship is going, like you guys say that you guys are just in a situationship, nothing more, you can find yourself reading into these dates and it's just bad news. Like, you should always go with exactly what the person is telling you when it comes to the status of your relationship. If you guys are in a situationship and one day they decide that, oh, I want to go get food, do you want to come? And you guys go out to eat, do not read into this as, oh my gosh, you guys are going out to eat, like you're building a memory together, like you guys are going to your favorite restaurant, you must really care. Because they don't. Most times, like, they just wanted to eat. Use your discernment and know what you're comfortable with, and don't read into things too heavily. It's fitting though, because I'm trying to just meet new people, see everybody's vibe, see who I vibe with, and I know that the talking stage is just something that we all dread. Like, just thinking about doing another talking stage all over again is exhausting. But it must be done to find our perfect person. So let's just make sure we're doing it right. But you guys know the drill. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below any video ideas you guys have for me, because I will do them. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. It's about time.